You get here as a transformational learning experience, but it's also a meaningful life experience. So consider this for your students. It will change their lives in powerful ways, and you will absolutely benefit from it as well.
It'll change the whole family's life for the better.
I'm Dave Tanis. I'm the Director of Recreation and Wellness, and I use he, him pronouns.
Hi, I'm Heather Lee. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Dean of Admission here at Interlochen Center for the Arts, and I have had 3 students attend Interlochen Arts Academy.
Hi, Ken LeBate, Executive Dean of Admission. I've not had any of my children attend yet. They're just too young, and he, him pronouns. All right, well, I'll be happy to start. Please correct me if I'm wrong, or supplement accordingly. But what works out well here, I think students that want to be here is definitely a good start. Students that are passionate about the arts, that are seeking an exceptional transformational experience where there's still a lot of preparation toward college and the next step beyond high school, but also a fundamental focus on one's art experience.
They definitely need to be self-motivated and able to focus on their work on their own without somebody there always telling them to focus on their work. They need to want to do the work that they need to do. And like Ken said, the desire to be here is probably the most significant. If they want to be here, they're going to be successful.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say that not having a parent here to constantly get them up in the morning, to attend class, ask them, have they eaten? Have you got your homework done? Are you getting enough sleep? Those kind of things. If the student comes prepared and recognizes what boarding life looks like, I think they're going to be successful.
I would say they should learn how to do their laundry. Although we do have a laundry service, it is definitely good that they know how to do it themselves in a pinch if they need something ready for the next day. And probably even more importantly than that, and definitely would go towards students who use the laundry service or not, is putting their own clothes away. So making them do that before they get here, and getting up on their own, using an alarm, whether it be on their phone or a clock, that gets them out of bed and into the bathroom to get ready for their day. Those sound really basic, but they are definitely key to being a successful student here at Interlochen.
I would also say they need to self-advocate. Oftentimes, I think that's a tough lesson to learn, no matter where you are in life sometimes. But the sooner that they approach their instructors, ask questions, and get the answers that they need, the better. If they go throughout the semester without asking for help or self-advocating from themselves, they only create more issues, and it becomes more difficult a stay here at Interlochen if you don't self-advocate.
That was a great point.
Those are great. To add to that, I would say, the time management piece is definitely something that you can practice and work on prior to getting here, but you are going to be independent in a way that probably isn't the same experience at home. You have to get yourself out of bed. You have to go feed yourself. You have to clean your clothes. All of that is part of this experience of being a boarding student. But you also have a community here to support you, so it's not like you're completely independent. To supplement that, I might say that in addition to the self-advocacy, a willingness to stretch oneself and to not be afraid of facing a challenge. So those are opportunities for growth, and if you have a willingness to go into a difficult moment with a positive attitude and some optimism, that will serve you well, and you can lean on your community and your support system and your people to help get you through those moments. But it's a learning experience, it's a growth opportunity, and in order to really get the most out of it, you're going to face challenges. You have to be ready to tackle those.
One thing I would add too is an awareness of when you come to Interlochen, you are one of many very talented artists. So although their student may be the star in their school musical every year, here we have enrolled a bunch of those stars. So everyone is going to play an important role, and you are going to have the opportunity to learn from each other and to really embrace that.
I'll add one more thing, and that is to get involved. You know, there are so many cool things at the Dennison Center and around campus for our students to get involved with. And yes, there's an academic experience. Yes, there's an artistic experience, but there's also a student life experience. We have groups and clubs for students to get involved with. And you might be a lone wolf back at home and you do things solo, but give it a shot. Try to become a part of a club or a team. Get involved with new experiences. Join the ski club. And you'll find that this will be a really great experience both inside and outside of the classroom.
That's a good point, Ken. Students that have graduated and since come back and worked with me in the summer or something, who are 4 year or 3 years, say, I wish I would have got involved a lot sooner. It took me until my sophomore year or my junior year to branch out and get out, get involved, stretch your legs a little bit, and I would say support your colleagues, right? Your fellow students.
Definitely go to those performances. I would say don't be surprised that you're not going to get a lot of phone calls or communications. A lot of our students get right into being focused on making friends, working on their art, getting into their academics, which is amazing for the student. And you're proud of them as a parent, but it can be a little bit uneasy feeling when you're not sure what's going on every day with your student. But lean into that, let them reach out to you when they're ready. And trust me, they will reach out when they need you. In fact, you're likely to get a call probably about 4 to 6 weeks in where everything is a mess and they don't know what to do, and they talk to you and tell you all of their troubles, and then they hang up the phone and they move on. And they're feeling way better and you are left with this pile of concern. But they're gonna be okay. You are their safe space, so they've shared that with you, and you can just encourage them to advocate for themselves, like David said, and listen, and they will take it from there for the most part, for sure.
I'll add that to those parents that are out there listening, we're in this as a partnership, right? So as I just mentioned, for the students, there are people here to support the journey. Very much the same thing for parents. There are adults here on campus that you can reach out to, be it in student life, the academic world, or even the residence hall side of things. There are folks here that are here to support your student through their journey. And if you need some insight, you can reach out. We're here to help and happy to answer your questions. So I would just say to know that you're not in this alone. It's not like you just dropped the kid off and then you headed back home hours away and out of sight, out of mind. That's definitely not the case. So reach out, let us know how we can help, and know that you have an entire community that you've partnered with in this amazing endeavor.
Well, I would say when they first move in, those first few days, making sure your door is open, maybe, propping that open so people passing by can stop by and say hi. Like Ken and David said, get involved in the various events that are going on campus, be out and about. Be present in your classes and excited to be there. Taking it all in and really being grateful and having some gratitude for being here. It's an amazing opportunity, and soak every opportunity up. And as I always tell my kids, arms up, which means put your whole self into it and get all out there and be the best person you can be.
That's some good stuff.
That's good stuff. I'd say breathe, right? You step foot on Interlochen, and as Heather was saying, sometimes it just seems really big. And I think the default is that you go to your dorm room and you study harder, you practice harder, but you do need to take time for yourself. You do need to take time for your wellness, get a meal, get outside. We have 1,200 acres to walk around. meet new friends, and don't hole up, as you guys were saying. Make yourself available.
I will say that for any student that is here, they should know that they belong here. And sometimes I think all of us, even adults, will doubt ourselves, wonder, oh, am I in the right spot? Do I belong? Know that if you're here, you absolutely belong. So believe in yourself. And in addition to that, I'm going to give the same advice that I give to my own kids who are too young to be Interlochen students. But that is, be yourself, do your best, and have fun. If you do that, things are going to work out. And remember, there are other people here to help you out. So if you have those moments of self-doubt, if you need some help, you need some guidance, seek it out.
I know a lot of families will set up a weekly FaceTime, maybe on Sunday afternoon or evening, which will bring the whole family together. So you might have a student at Interlochen and a student at University of Michigan and a student at home, and you can all get on FaceTime and join in together and kind of connect. That's a great way. Also, connecting with your residence life staff. They are amazing support people who really create home in the residence halls, and the earlier you connect with them, or the students connect with them, the better, to make this place feel like home. I remember my oldest at Thanksgiving, and I think this was his freshman year. He was a 4-year senior, and we were taking him back for Thanksgiving, and he said, "I'm so excited to go home." And I was like, but you were home. But he said, "No, Interlochen's my home." So it may take some students a little while to get there, but they get there. And it is an amazing feeling for your student. And as a parent, to know that they feel that comfortable is really settling and fun.
I would say also get involved, as Ken was saying, with the clubs, because you're going to find people that have the same interests as you do, whether that be Dungeons and Dragons, a soccer club, a badminton club, or even like student government. Find the people that have the same interests as you do, and that's going to make that transition a lot easier. And for the parents, what I've heard successful is that care package goes a long way, right? If you get a care package and maybe you put in a few extra cookies or something for the roommate or for the hall, that's pretty endearing, I think. It goes a long ways.
Yeah, I definitely have been known to do that. Also, if you want pictures of your kid, if you get to know their roommates and friends, you can ask them to send you pictures of your student and just tell them you'll bring them cookies next time you come to campus. Did that a few times.
To combat the homesickness that might happen, it's always good to start making friends. I think once you have activities, once you have your social circle established, you stop ruminating about what's left behind, and you really find yourself in that present moment. And I think that's a transition, and there's assimilation that comes with this new process of adapting to this new environment. So the best way to maybe facilitate that assimilation, make some friends, get involved, go explore campus. 1,200 acres, it's a lot of land. Find your new favorite spot on campus, get involved with some of the traditions, and just have an open mind. Wear a smile too. That'll probably help with the friends.
So I actually, before this interview, asked my husband to help me come up with ideas, and we both agreed, make sure you bring enough and different types of command hooks. So different things to hang, various things in the dorm room. Those are very helpful, and if you buy too many, you can always bring them back for next year or save them for college. So command hooks is definitely up there. Also warm winter clothes. If you live really far away, you might want to bring those right upon move-in. If you live closer, then they won't need it for a little bit, but definitely be on the lookout for some good winter boots, winter coats, hat, gloves. They may not wear them, but you'll feel better as a parent knowing they have them.
Yeah, I was going to say water bottle. Maybe a couple water bottles, because
definitely.
they get lost
They have
all
legs.
over campus.
Yeah.
We're really into the sustainability movement here at Interlochen, and we've got water bottle filling stations throughout, so I would say a handful of water bottles. Selfishly, a second pair of shoes to work out in the Dennison Center. It's very sandy here at Interlochen, and the sand tends to tear up the equipment, so we ask people who want to work out to bring a second pair of shoes. And I was going to say along the lines a waterproof pair of winter boots, because once those feet get cold, good luck warming up.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add. You guys are just amazing. You crushed it.